Defining DeFi, Hackathon, Moralis and Google. 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 Define Hackathon, Moralis and Google. Defining define Hackathon, Moralis and Google. Defining define Hackathon, Moralis and Google. Defining define Hackathon, Moralis and Google. 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 Moralis and Google.
Greetings, developers, metaverse architects, and hackathon participants. Welcome to Moralis and Google Defining DeFi. We are so excited to bring you this opening ceremony today and to get going with this event. I am joined today by Shiv of our product team and Vic with Binance. I'm Phil, head of events for Moralis. And I just want to start by saying thank you so much for being here today. And also, what is this all about? Well, Defining DeFi is about something very exciting and very new that's going on right now. The merging of Web 2 and Web 3, which is already taking place before our eyes. And what does that mean? That means that Web 2 is adopting things like decentralization, permissionlessness, and composability. Elements that we experience every day in Web 3 are primed to become part of Web 3 or Web 2 to the point where that is the new internet. Well, how do we get there? We get there by building the solutions together. And that's what this hackathon is all about. I'm going to hand it over to Shiv now so he can give us a little bit more details on exactly what Google and Moralis are doing together. Take it away, Shiv.
Hey, everyone. So I'm pretty excited for this hackathon, as the name suggests, defining DeFi. So if you just go in the traditional finance, it started from the weed, and now wheat, basically not the weed, actually wheat, and now it's at the dollar stage, right? So we saw the evolution, how it happened, and we are exactly at that stage again now, where you could be the one who could make the dApps and who could make the applications that's gonna define what DeFi is. So talking about integrations, we have a integration with Firebase, which you could use to authenticate your user. Let's say you have a tap in Web 2 and you want to get that in Web 3, right? You could use a Web 3 like Moralis extension for Firebase, or you could just authenticate users with the JWT tokens and get a user session there. You can also get all the on-chain data just directly in your Firebase tab with our integration. So head over to docs.moralis.io and just go to the Firebase section and you can find more details about it. What do you
Wonderful. Feel? Thank you for that introduction, Shiv. Real quick before I hand it over to Vic, I just want to show everybody our hackathon announcement page. As you can see, the submission deadline is November 11th. There is still plenty of time to get registered. So coding begins today. Submission deadline is November 11th. The registration deadline is in 11 days. You still have 11 days to get registered for this event. So I urge you to do that right away so that you don't miss that window. The prizes are already quite large, as you can see. And speaking of our headline sponsors, I'm going to hand it over now to Vic of B&B Chain to talk to us about what they're bringing to the table and how they're participating in this wonderful event with us. Vic, the floor is yours.
Nice to meet you, everyone, and thank you for having me. And I would like to share a little bit about B&B and what we are building to help you guys essentially with your journey. So let me say if you see my screen.
Just added it to the feed here.
Are we good?
Yep,
Cool.
we can see your screen.
Okay, cool. So what is it all about? So essentially, what we're talking about is that in the next 3 to 5 years, over 1 billion of users will be joining the Web3. And we are not talking about only NFTs or some coins or whatever, as the name of the hackathon suggests, that we are joining the Web2 and Web3. In 3 to 5 years or even earlier, we will see a blue chip domains like healthcare, like supply chain, mortgage, everything that is currently dominated by the biggest companies in the world will eventually move to this Web3. And we are here to help. We are here today building on things to make this happen. This is why we are building the most secure, reliable, scalable, and the fastest blockchain in the industry. And it's not just words. So from the reliability perspective, since inception in 2020, we haven't been downtime even once. So for the whole journey of the BNB chain, it has been always on, and this has helped to its architecture and naturally to its support and the engineering. And all this, we are not just moving transactions. So we are moving at the pace of 3 to 10 times more than any other blockchain. So to think of it, we through the BNB chain, more than 10 times, up to 3 times than in mainnet, we have transactions, and all this with zero downtime. We have the biggest community of gamers. So if you're building a game or if you want to play a game, this is the place to be. In any given moment, over 2 million users are playing games on BNB. And this is an immense opportunity for game builders, for content developers, anything that is related to entertainment to come to the BNB chain and be part of this movement, either developing your games or bringing your unique content into the platform. So what is BNB chain? In the end, what does it do? So first of all, it's an EVM compatible blockchain. And what it means that any of your code that you have built previously on the Ethereum mainnet or yet to build, it is fully operational on the BNB chain. You just need to deploy it and that's it. It will work. Also, you don't have to learn a new language. So BNB chain, we want for you to be your life to be as easy as possible, and this is why come with your own skills, come with the language that you like, build your thing, and it is supported. So everyone is welcome. It is the most user-friendly network. But it's not only, we are also talking about security. So our goal is for the security is to accelerate live on-chain security. So we're not only talking about security audits that is currently being the standard of the blockchain world, but we're also talking about live events. So for this is a new initiative. Actually, this is called the Venture DAO. And this has only been live, I think, like a few weeks. So this is like very new. I think this is the time we have been like announcing like for the second or third time ever. So what it is a fully community-run security initiative, which comprises of several topics, and the main of them is to protect, alert, and recover. So essentially, we have different services being called the meter, which rates smart contracts, domain, and addresses. So every smart contract, domain, or address with the users that interact, we know if it's we can measure if it's a good or if it's at risk. And this is something that already even like a few weeks live already shows its fruits, and already brings a lot of benefits to the users, and already money actually being saved and scammers being punished. Also, the second part of this initiative is that it's called Watch. And what it does is it warns subscribers in real time when security exploits happen. And essentially, if someone or if some contract or some application has been undermined, you will receive a notification that this particular application has been under attack, for you either to remove, to block it, or to remove the access from your funds, essentially to create some kind of preemptive activities in order to protect yourself. And the last one is Vault. And this is something new, as actually even like a paradigm shift in the blockchain world, where up until now, if you send money to somewhere, to some address, you have either misspelled the address or was a victim of a scam, your money is lost. There is no way to actually recover the monies. This is how blockchain works. And the Avenger DAO initiative comes with this new feature, so to speak, that allows, in certain cases, naturally, for users to return the money. So this brings the blockchain world even more closer to the traditional finance, where you don't just send money to somewhere and that's gone. You can always trace it, and you can always retrieve it, as in usual banking in certain use cases. And to understand just a little bit how it works, we work with the third-party audit providers around the world, around the globe. And these security providers, they monitor the APIs, and they monitor the contracts and the dApps and everything. So this is totally scalable solution. We don't do it by ourselves, so there is no prioritization or centralization of this. This is totally transparent, run by community, and the result of it is essentially an umbrella of security-related features unseen in the blockchain world, which help a lot from the feedback already from our users and from the community to bring the users, the Web2 users, the retail gamers, investors, developers, everyone, and to remove this fear of the blockchain, fear of being scammed, fear of different security attacks, of cybersecurity. So all this has been leveraged, and we are doing our best to support more, and new features are coming. And this is totally community based, and you can also any one of you can participate and introduce your features and participate in the event. And just an example of how it looks already with some of our partners. So in PancakeSwaps, you can see already in some of the versions that if you want to send monies to some of the contracts, it will show that this contract is of low risk. And also at the dev day, you can evaluate different applications. So this is live already. You can use it already. And this is something that we have built specifically for the community, driven by the community. And when we talk about scalability, so the blockchain, and specifically the EVM world, the Ethereum world, has received a lot of backlash recently both around how it's run and how many users it can provide and how much transactions it can support. So all this we are hearing this feedback all the time, and our goal for the BNB chain is to provide the most scalable solution, to provide the infrastructure for mass adoption and user growth, so that you as builders can actually enjoy the user growth that you have worked so much hard for this, and now there is nothing, no stands between you and your success. A little bit very briefly about the infrastructure of it. So BNB chain is a multi-chain by itself, and it supports 3 different archetypes, so to speak. So we have a BNB smart chain where you can build your general purpose smart contracts. This is a regular, or sort of like a standard, gold standard of the BNB smart chain world. This is where you are. This is where you start also. When you gain traction, and when your application becomes more popular, and you need more scale, and this is where it becomes interesting. Then you can move to a side chain with your own security, with your own ultra high throughput, with your own gas models. You can make users pay nothing for the gas. Naturally, it's also EVM compatible, so you just move your code back and forth, and that's it. So when you reach the scale, this is what you can do. You can move your application to the side chain. You run your security, you run your tokenomics, everything around your project, and there is nothing. You are not at risk of being hurt by chain congestion. You have your chain is only for you. This is for the ultra growth projects, for gaming, for social projects. This is where they can get the most benefits of this. When we talk about the roll-up world, and basically it accelerates and scales the main L1, the BNB smart chain. BNB ZK rollup has recently also revealed its ZK BNB, which is the ZK rollup, zero knowledge no rollup around BNB smart chain. So this has also a pre-built NFT support, pre-built market maker support, and all this to lower the fees and still to enjoy with the ultra high security of the Binance Smart Chain, but with the pre-built support for the growing and scalable application. So wherever you go, wherever you choose, at whatever stage you are, you have a place here in the BNB chain, and we have the tools to support you. And if you talk about friendliness and developer friendliness, our goal is essentially to support you in your journey. We come here and we build tools and we ask you what's your feedback, just to understand what it is the best that serves you. For this, we have partners with a lot of protocols and a lot of tools around the development, both infrastructure, payments, wallets, IDs, everything essentially that you require to be able for you to enjoy this partnership and to enjoy these integrations. But technical is not only. As you know, no matter how technical you get, no matter the technology, in the end, what you need is marketing to reach your users, for the project really to get up and to scale. And for this, BNB Chain supports a marketing ecosystem. So this starts with a monthly Dep Stars campaign, which essentially for the selected applications, they are marketed among the BNB community for the users to see, to reach, like a promoted apps. If you know, like in conventional marketplaces, where new users can try your project and see what it does. Global events, global meetups, and accessing the community of over 2.5 million members. This is the marketing support that you get for your application. You start developing on the BNB chain, you get the tools, and then you get the marketing support. Lastly, of course, you get the funding. So with the BNB chain Web3 incubator, for the latest fifth series, we have over 500 projects applied, where you get mentorship from the business developers, solution architects, get funding, get a rebate on gas, get the access to the community, to the support, everything to get you to the level that you need to prop you up and to build the team for you to succeed. As a side note, BNB Chain is always looking for collaboration opportunities. This is also why we are here in the Moralis and Google Hackathon, but we are also going to campuses, recruitment centers, and looking for young people, for young projects to participate and to build. We are looking for builders. And this is why, if you're looking to get into Web3 world, if you're looking to build something, if you're looking to join the company, to join the ecosystem, join our Twitter, join our Discord channel, start communicating. We also have 24/7 developer support for everyone. You can just ask questions. There are designated support people all around the globe, all around the time zones, for you to ask your questions, to collaborate with others, and to contribute. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, Vic. Amazing. We already have Dilip with Polygon waiting backstage. Let me welcome him to the stage here, and we'll get started, and we'll be back with Vic here in a little bit for questions. So if you have questions for Vic, we do have time here in just a little bit. Dilip, welcome to the stage, sir.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. It's always interesting to meet with developers all across the world and help them realize their dream, both in terms of building new and interesting project, as well as gaining experiences on different platforms, whether it's BNB or Polygon or other tools that our other partners will be offering, including Google. So I'm glad to be here. I was pulled into this meeting at last minute. So Phil, you are fully aware of that. So I will try to do the justice. But we are very excited to be part of this hackathon. And for us, the hackathon means engaging with developers, helping them realize their dream, helping them build something interesting that's not there before. So for this, there are multiple ways we do that. One is that's during this hackathon, which in my mind is the accelerated workshop, accelerated classroom. You come with the purpose, build the team, find the interesting business problem that you want to work on, and you have resources available at your doorstep. Like, just let's go. But this is where the journey starts, but not where journey ends. This is just the beginning of the new chapter. And then the journey that we want to continue with developers comes after the hackathon as well. And we do allow the developers to engage with developers and invite them to our further programming, including the Polygon Village, Polygon Wonders program that we have. And also, how do we continue to help you throughout your journey, whether it's a co-marketing support, whether it's even the further down the line of taking you into the accelerator programs, etc. So we are very excited to welcome you to the hackathon. We are very excited to see what you build over the next few days and weeks. And then we will continue to support you and we hope that our support helps build the confidence and help build build some of the next generation of innovation that everybody wants to have in this space.
Amazing. And thank you so much. It's always great when we can get together with organizations like Polygon and talk about how we have so many resources available for our Web3 developers. We have 24/7 support on multiple angles, Moralis as well, Polygon, and we just heard from one of our other partners with similar sentiments. This is how we empower you guys, and we're here for you beyond just this hackathon. If you're starting building with us for the very first time today, we expect this to be a very long journey with us. This is just the beginning at Defining DeFi, where we are defining DeFi together. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dilip. You have a wonderful day, sir.
You too. Thank you, Phil. And once again, thank you for inviting us to be the part of this wonderful hackathon, and looking forward to staying engaged and making sure that we are providing the right resources to you guys that can be shared with developers.
Perfect. Thank you again. And we'll look forward to hearing more from you guys at future workshops that we're about to announce here in just a little bit.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to bring Shiv and Vic back to the stage here as we continue with our opening ceremony. So I know I've been sharing this this stream here a little, or this page here a little bit, where we're spotlighting our sponsors. And I want to get into some of the statements from our other sponsors as well. We have specifically Phantom and Multichain that have provided an introduction video for us today. So next, I'm going to hand it over to Phantom here to tell us a little bit about what they're bringing to the table.
Hey everyone, it's great to be here with you all at the Moralis and Google Cloud DeFi Hackathon. My name is Sam, I lead BD at the Phantom Foundation, and I'm here to introduce to you Phantom and talk about our tracks we're going to offer in this event. So what is Phantom? Well, to keep it short, we're a layer 1 proof-of-stake smart contract platform built for dApps who want to focus on performance. Our mainnet launch was on the 27th of December, 2019. The Phantom network is fast and able to provide a sub-second time to finality. We find that time to finality is a more accurate measurement than something like TPS. The network, of course, supports very low gas fees, generally around a few cents at a very low carbon emission rate, with transactions using less power than your average Visa payment. Some highlights about the network is that we have a leaderless consensus, meaning that no one validator or node plays a special role. They're all the same and anybody can join. The network also provides asynchronous transaction processing. Essentially, the network can receive different transactions at different times, and it's a big part of why we can hit that sub-second finality. So the problem statement, what to look for when choosing a network as a dApp. Your dApp or protocol is similar to any other service where you want to provide your users with a seamless, responsive experience so that you can stay ahead. Today, we still see networks having long confirmation times or expensive gas costs, or even turning off completely. This limits dApps from providing that seamless experience to their user base. Security of the network you join is so important. So far in 2022, over $2.32 billion has been stolen from within the crypto industry. And this not only affects the protocols that were exploited directly, but also the dApps on that same network. Even if your contracts are secure and safe, it's highly likely a percentage of your users would have been affected, having an indirect effect on your dApp. So even if it's in a different vertical like gaming or NFTs, expect it to have some sort of impact on your user base and therefore your growth. You also don't want to deploy on a network without a lot of activity. You want to be able to find other builders with aligned goals so you can leverage off each other's skills. I've seen some pretty cool concepts on Phantom where NFT projects work with DeFi projects and vice versa. And yeah, that's really cool to see. Of course, having the correct tooling on the chain is so important so that you can just build to full potential with ease and you don't have to go around searching for some sort of alternative. And this is where Phantom comes in. So we're focused on performance through a vertical scaling solution where you don't have to worry about moving to a side chain or a subnet. So you just focus on building what you love and create hopefully the next DeFi breakthrough. And we're going to focus on the network performance that scales as you grow. We have a range of R&D updates in line with this, such as Phantom Virtual Machine, which is a series of updates to highlight, Michael recently announced at SmartCon with a pretty cool update about Light Phantom Virtual Machine, which is testing to be about 45% faster than Geth. We also have lots of other exciting updates coming around our R&D side, and hopefully we can share more of those in one of our workshops in this event. For security on the network, we've partnered with DDAO to provide a service called Watchdog. It's a static EVM bytecode analyzer that scans all contracts with a TVL of over 10 mil every several hours. If there's any vulnerability detected, we have to alert you straight away and hopefully help you come out with some sort of solution. So creating a safer environment overall on the network for both users and developers. If you don't have that 10 mil plus TVL, still come and talk to us and we'll find some sort of solution for you. We also have an established ecosystem. So when you deploy on Phantom, you join a massive community. We already have over 250 different dApps deployed, ranging from DeFi to NFTs to GameFi. If you want to get in touch with other builders, feel free to ping them or ping me. But everyone's super friendly that I've met so far within the network, so I'm sure they'll love to help you out. But if you need, I can try to make some sort of warm intro. Just ping me. We are EVM compatible, so you can use all the same tools you are used to coming from Ethereum or any other EVM compatible chain. The same languages such as Solidity, Python, JavaScript, similar frameworks, or the same frameworks such as Brownie, Hardhat, or Truffle. We do have great infrastructure on Phantom, including Moralis, of course, for our APIs. And explorers, we can use Phantom Scan, Phantom Explorer. We have indexing and querying tools such as Covalent, The Graph, Blocked Vision, Oracle such as Chainlink, API 3, and Ben Protocol, and a range of wallets. To see more of our tools and how to build on Phantom, please head to docs.phantom.foundation, as you can see there on the slide, and there's much more there. So defining DeFi is the Moralis and Google Cloud DeFi Hackathon motto. Phantom's committing 25K towards our tracks in total. And we've divided this up into 3 different tracks. First track is TradFi meets DeFi. So that's bringing traditional finance ideas and improving them by deploying them on the DeFi space, leveraging the capabilities that we have within DeFi, and hopefully bringing some of those real world opportunities into our space. We have a top prize of 5,500, a second prize of 2,000, and a third prize of 1,000. On our second track is DeFi++. So that's improving on similar DeFi concepts that we're already familiar with and ideas, and improving on them as you see fit. We also have a first prize here of 5,500, a second prize of 2,000, and a third prize of 1,000. Lastly, we have P2P insurance. So that's improving the insurance space within the ecosystem, reducing costs and eliminating those moral hazards we see today to create a more sustainable insurance market. First prize again is at 5,500, second prize is 2,000, and third prize here is 500. So thanks for having me, everybody. It's been a pleasure to talk with you all today. I'm excited to see what everyone builds, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll see everybody in GatherTown.
Thank you, Samuel, for introducing Phantom. We are definitely excited to have you guys as part of this hackathon event as well. We've got one more introduction from our sponsors here to play before we get into going over the schedule and take some questions. If you guys have any questions, we're happy to take any and all questions in the chat here in just a couple of minutes. But before that, let's hear a couple statements from Multichain.
Guys, this is Jason, also known as BSC Ethbot. I'm the Anycall lead in Multichain. First of all, I'd like to thank Moralis for the opportunity to sponsor this hackathon. Moralis and Multichain are both building infrastructures in the Web3 space, and I've been using Moralis product for a while now, and it's truly an honor to work with them. So I will start with a little introduction about Multichain. We are one of the biggest token bridge protocols. We've been serving this space since 2020, achieving over 2 billion in total value locked, and thousands of users who love using our bridge. But we are not just a bridge protocol. We have released Anycall this year, which is a generalized cross-chain messaging protocol. The main use case of this cross-chain system is contract calling. So you can call any call contract on chain A and then trigger another contract on chain B. So this kind of system, it can be used for numerous things, such as cross-chain swaps, cross-chain lending, permissionless ERC20 or NFT bridge. The possibilities are endless. So many protocols have already integrated with us, including Curve Finance for cross-chain emission allocation, Hydra Finance for cross-chain governance, and numerous projects for cross-chain NFTs. So as a proud sponsor of this hackathon, we'll provide $1,000 bounty to 5 cool projects that leverage Anycall for their protocol. That's the introduction. So please search Anycall docs for more detailed tutorials. We'll also be holding Anycall workshops with Moralis. Once again, thank you, Moralis, for this opportunity. And to all the hackathon attendees, have fun building.
Amazing introduction from Multi-Chain there. Just like Multi-Chain has Moralis users, some of us at Moralis are also Multi-Chain users. And maybe even better than that, Multi-Chain is a protocol which supports every single one of our network participants. BNB Chain, Polygon, and Phantom are all supported by Multi-Chain at this time. Going to bring Shiv and Vic back up on the stage with me here now. Welcome back, gentlemen. Let me share my calendar, and then we can go over that, take some questions in the chat, and then if either of you have anything else to add, please feel free to chime in.
Yep, and meanwhile, Phil shares his calendar. Let me just tell you, you guys could go to moralis.io/Google-hackathon and just scroll down about 60% of the page, and then you'll see a button called View and Syncs Calendar. This will add all the upcoming events to your calendar directly, so you don't have to come back and check schedule. It will be all in there. Yep, right there. Perfect.
So throughout this hackathon event, we're going to see these dates here become more populated as our workshops become scheduled. A couple of workshops have already been scheduled, but they haven't been populated to the calendar yet. That will happen this week. Our workshops officially start next week, and we're expecting to have at least one on Monday, and then some after that. You're going to notice these hackathon work together times as well. Now, these hackathon work together times are just times for us to meet in GatherTown, talk about any of the workshops that have occurred already, get some one-on-one support, although that's always available in Discord as well, 24 hours a day. So if you're looking for support, Discord might be a better first spot. But if you see that there's a hackathon work together and you'd rather just come there and ask in person, that's totally fine. I'm going to be at every single one of these meeting times. We're going to maintain these meeting times even as we fill in workshops. If a workshop conflicts with one, we'll simply extend the hackathon work together time to include some meet together time after the workshop. And if the workshop's at a completely different time, we're just going to add on another work together time. But we're not going to remove these because we want to give you guys as many opportunities to meet together as possible. Now, if this isn't enough and you want to meet with your team at a completely different time every day in GatherTown, I have great news. GatherTown is going to be open the entire event, so you can meet there at any time. Now, if you're hearing this for the first time and you're thinking, what is GatherTown? Let's get right into that before we go back to the calendar. Right here, and if you take a look at the link in the description below, you can click on it and join GatherTown for yourself and create your own character. I'm going to show you how that goes a little bit right now. So you're first going to be met with this screen with a disclaimer. And then if you turn on your camera, you can see this really is me here. Then you can join GatherTown this way. Now I'm going to shut this off temporarily so we don't get feedback while in GatherTown. But this is a space that we can use for multiple different things. Now, when we're having hackathon work together, a lot of times we'll meet at this round table here and just have a friendly discussion, oftentimes with the person who just ran the workshop. So that's a great time to talk one-on-one in a real close personal situation. Now, if you'd like to watch with a group during live streams, we have this auditorium available where you can click X at any time and from here play the ongoing live stream just like that. And there's plenty of seats for everybody here. Now, maybe more exciting than this is we also have sponsor space available for all of our lead sponsors for this event. And they're welcome to use this at any time. Last but not least, we have our team building area. Now, this is an area we're going to use to help you find a team during the hackathon, especially if you registered alone. Now, if you registered with a team already and you're already all set, no problem. You can ignore this part of the venue. But if you joined by yourself or with a small team and you're looking to add additional people, Immediately following this opening ceremony, we are going to meet here and have a guided team building workshop where we try to meet people up just so that you can find out if the people that you're talking to would be a good fit for working with you, and hopefully match everybody up by the end of the time. That team building time is not just today, but also tomorrow. So if you're unavailable after the stream or you're watching this on recording, check us out tomorrow. Link is in the description. And that brings us back to our calendar. So tomorrow's assisted team building is going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I apologize. My times are in Eastern Time. If you want to view it in your own time zone, I recommend syncing the calendar using the link that we showed earlier. Just to go over a couple of the important deadlines. You may begin coding now. Registration ends on the 14th, right here. This is 1 minute before midnight UTC time. The same time is the deadline for project submissions on November 11th. And then our closing ceremony will come a couple of weeks later. We've extended our judging period to give our judges additional time this time around because we want to make sure to give you guys the best experience on the judging side. At this point, I'm ready to take questions from anybody in the chat and also from our panelists here. What are the bounties for B&B exactly? Vic, did you want to, I can pull up on the screen what we have listed here, but did you have prepared a more extensive breakdown of your prize structure?
So on the, I'm not mute. Yeah. So on the bounty leveling, we haven't prepared anything, but I think it's just it will be 3 tracks, and this time we'll do something different though. So the first track will be everything that relates to financial, DeFi, insurance, everything that essentially we're talking about money, tokens, like let's call it the boring stuff. On the second pillar, we will have sustainability and social. So if you want to build something that is not related to finance at all, if you want to build something that to support your community, to support minorities, anything that is essentially around sustainability, either around people, either around planet, this is the place for you to be. This is a special track that we are announcing this during this hackathon. And the last one would be gaming, social apps, community, and infrastructure, essentially. So the span of options for you to choose, and on the breakdown, who gets the first place, who gets the second place, I guess it will even out. It's like divide by 3 and then again by 3. This is what you get.
That is a great question. Can you enter with an existing project? I discussed this with my team specifically because I know that there are some people who've built some really great projects in maybe a previous hackathon or perhaps on your own, and you'd like to add something to that and submit it. Here's how you would go about that. I have details right here, and I'm going to go ahead and read this through on the stream. It is allowed to continue building on an existing project and submit it in this hackathon. However, only the features added after the Moralis cross-Google defining DeFi hackathon starting date will be judged. So that means if you had a dApp built today, anything that's already built today cannot be included in the judging. However, let's say, for example, you had a DAO app and you've got 100 members in your DAO, and your DAO allows minting of DAO NFTs that prove that you're part of the DAO, but that's it. And you went ahead and added in something where people who own that NFT are now able to issue and accept loans through the protocol, that they could put up money that others could then come and borrow. And you wanted to submit that loan aspect, that would be allowed. But we would be judging only on the basis of the new element. And you would want to make sure that that element had some DeFi utility, because of course this is a defining DeFi hackathon. However, this might allow an avenue for some people who've built maybe a game dApp that wouldn't typically qualify for this hackathon, but if sufficient DeFi utility or GameFi utility were added, then it could be. If you have questions on that, about your specific dApp, feel free to reach out to me on Discord or in GatherTown. I'm happy to give some additional clarity on that, but it's going to be within the confines of the statement we've put up here, that it is allowed, but only going to be judged on the basis of the new things that you've added, not the full dApp.
Yeah, I think this question is for Vic. So if I use a side chain, are my coins tradable on PancakeSwap and with other chain coins?
Are they asking about the new ZK rollup?
Yep, probably.
You have to wrap it. You have to move them. Like it's a little bit different. If you're using the sidechain, so the tokens that exist on the sidechain are like the tokenomics of the sidechain is there, but it's a little bit similar when you like move your ETH from Polygon to Binance to BNB chain. So it's there, but you have to move it, and naturally there is a security issue, but it's not straightforward, but it is supported and doable.
Perfect. And we have a feedback that I've got a mad lighting, but yeah, this user also had a question that, yeah, can you explain what gasless solutions are? This question is to Vic from
So the gasless solution are the case where users don't pay gas, but someone has to, and it will be you. So you'll be paying gas for the users. This is done for high transactional applications, essentially so that not to ask and allow users to authorize the payment all the time. So this can be a batched code, this can be something using the technology called multi-party computation, where you defer your access to the application and then allow it to take your money. But there is no gasless, like in that sense, like that someone in there, it does cost money to run the network, the electricity, the bills, and having these pretty hackathons as well. So in the end, the project is the one who's subsidizing the gas, and users can either to pay it fully or to pay partially.
Perfect. And yeah, I think I can take this one. SocialFi is a part of DeFi? Question mark. So yeah, you can make a SocialFi app or you can make a GameFi app. That will be still qualifying for this bounty. And about this one, where can we find a detailed explanation of all tracked by sponsors? So probably on the moralis.io/google-hackathon site.
So we'll add our tracks within a day or two, and for the others, I think.
Yeah, perfect. And another question from the same guy, Wills, like, does DeFi in this hackathon has to serve a huge number of people, or if it's a service, particular institution, or roughly a few hundred folks? So it doesn't depend like at what stage your dApp is. Let's say it's $1 billion startup, or you're just starting out. It just has to be a good dApp, which has to have some good utilities, and it qualifies for the hackathon.
It has to be interesting and, like, I guess, somewhat unique. So it doesn't have like. Also, to be fair, you cannot build an application during the hackathon that serves billions of people, because there may be no market fit and nobody likes this app. So there is no billion of people. And if you find your market fit for 100 people, those 100 people will call another 100, and this is how you get to the billion. So from your perspective as a builder, as something that you want to achieve is to bring value to the community, and it may be as small as 100 people, and then it will just grow. I had an interesting. I saw some video like about Calendly. That Calendly is just a solution for like getting a calendar invitation, and it seems so simple. And there is a huge company around it. So don't undervalue the value of your ideas just because it your neighbors doesn't like it. If you like it enough, if you find another 100 users who are willing to use your application. By the way, 100 users is a lot of people. It's insane. It's you, your grandmother, your girlfriend, your dog. It's everyone, and you don't reach 100 people. So 100 people. If you get 100 people, you're in a good place.
Exactly. Well said by Vic. And yeah, as I said, like the project should have a utility. It should have something new and innovativeness in it. And yeah, the people here with their expertise will help you grow. Like the Moralis team, the PNP team, the Polygon team. We all are here to help. Well, if you have something to add on.
No, that's very good, and I agree 100%. I think this is a good time to remind people. A lot of times when you're building for a hackathon, you want to think in terms of your minimum MVP, your minimum viable product, and what that means is that if you have this amazingly good complex idea with 100 different facets, like an amazingly beautiful diamond ring, are you really going to be able to build every single one of those facets in 6 weeks? Or is there a smaller version of it with maybe 10% of the same elements, but still conveys the same idea that you could do more effectively in the time given? Just always be thinking about that, because I have had so many participants come to me at other hackathons and say, I'm worried my project isn't good enough. I'm worried that this doesn't work and this doesn't work, and what should I do? And what I always tell them is focus on your MVP. Figure out what it is and hone in on that. And on the basis of that, I've seen some of these projects that were very concerned actually come through and win hackathon events. And it's because they got into showing in a quick, early demo, yes, this is what works. People get an idea of what it is and they like it right away, rather than becoming overwhelmed with all these different elements that don't quite work yet. So keep that in the back of your mind. I hope that helps some people.
Exactly. Having even few features but working is the key. So
Absolutely.
The next question is also for you, Phil.
Multiple submissions are allowed. You are every submission will be judged as though it were a solo submission. So you won't receive any extra credit for submitting more than one project. And if you try to do too many at once, it might limit your ability to finish one completely. I would recommend working on one, but if you choose for any reason to work on more than one and submit them all, that is okay.
Perfect. So the next one is, do we need to use both Moralis and Google products to build the product?
That's a great question. Let me go back to our tracks and explain what we have here right now. Now, obviously, some additional guidelines will come through on these. We already heard those from Phantom today, and Binance will have them along with Polygon soon. But what I can tell you is that think in terms of each of these chains as being an individual track. Now, chances are the thing that you're building will be best served by one of these chains, depending on what it is. And which chain to deploy to may be an important question for you as you're developing in this hackathon. Could you choose to deploy to all three? Absolutely. But just like submitting more than one project, if you spread yourself too thin, it could harm your MVP. You might find, and this is something to discuss with your team or to consider by yourself if you're submitting a solo project, is like I was saying, which one serves me the best? And then focus in on the advantages of that particular ecosystem and go from there. Because I think that you'll find that there are advantages to each one, and one may serve you better than the other, depending on what you're working on.
I think the question is about whether the project needs to use Moralis and Google products.
There's no requirement for any Google products during the hackathon. It will have to use Moralis to qualify.
Yep, and just adding on to it, like still there's like amazing integrations that people can leverage. It's not mandatory, but you could leverage Firebase integration to authenticate your users. You could use that to get all the data in your Firebase app directly. So that will take off a lot of your headache as well that you have to handle while you're building without those two. So yeah, it's not mandatory, but yeah, it will be helpful for you.
Perfect. All right. Do we have any other questions here before we prep to move over to GatherTown? So if you haven't already clicked that link in the description, get ready because the venue is open right now. You can get exploring it while you wait for us to join you. We will be over there in about 15 minutes. Also,
and I think we don't have a lot many questions now.
All right, perfect.
Okay,
let's go ahead and hide that last one. The last thing I wanted to go over here for everyone is the dates for this week. Now, I mentioned we're going to have workshops coming in, so definitely do watch for those. But this week, I think that each of you should make sure to set aside time for one of these 3 days. If you're not going to be at either of the team building sessions, I urge you to tune in for the Moralis support introduction this Friday. We're going to go over support not only for Moralis, but also for our partners, where you can get support for each product, no matter which track you're working on, and how we can help you throughout your development process. That's going to be the focus of Friday. So if you're working solo or you already have a team, let's see you on Friday. And it's not on the calendar yet, but we will have a hackathon work together in GatherTown after that event as well. If you don't have a team yet, or you're curious to see who's looking for a team, maybe you need one extra person for your team, come to the team building time either right after this in 15 minutes or tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be, let's see here. Just for those of you in different time zones, that would be 2 p.m. UTC. All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me today. Thank you to BNB Chain. Thank you, Vic, for joining our panel here today. Thank you to our product team over at Moralis and Shib. Also, thank you to each of our sponsors, to Polygon, BNB, Phantom, Covalent, and Multi-Chain. We're very excited to have all of you as part of a part of this hackathon event to define DeFi with us. And stay tuned, because we will have more sponsors joining us throughout the event. And also tell your friends, family, and everybody you know, registration is not closed yet. You have over 10 days left to register, 11 days and 4 hours until registration closes. Get those registration ins. I want to see you in GatherTown. Everybody have a great day.
Perfect. If someone has any questions.
Thanks for having. Good luck.
Yeah. We'll be waiting for you in the gather. See you guys. Bye-bye.